I think we are. What you do not know about accessibility in experiential outdoor hospitality. Welcome, everyone. Lorraine, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy that you're here today with
Thank you. I'm
everyone,
thrilled to be
especially with me.
here.
Yeah. So, good morning, LinkedIn, Facebook, whoever is watching this. Welcome to Talkabout TV. I'm your host, Michelle Oliver, and every Wednesday we come to you live to share with you one thing that you do not know about some area of experiential outdoor hospitality. And I truly am delighted today to be here with Lorraine Woodward. And um, this is going to be a very unique and special ongoing monthly series. And anyone that doesn't yet know Lorraine, I want you to meet Lorraine Woodward. She's a very dynamic entrepreneur and lifelong advocate for individuals with disabilities. She's been recognized for her pioneering initiatives in accessibility and community empowerment. And her bio goes on and on. So my intention is that if you show up the first Wednesday of every month live, and you can also access this as a recording, you'll get to know Lorraine better, and you will benefit so much from her expertise and long-term experience in this space. So welcome, Lorraine. So
Thank you.
nice to see you. You're the founder of Becoming Rentable.
Yes.
And I thought today we would just have a casual conversation about kind of the state of things, like what is happening overall with accessibility as it relates to outdoor hospitality.
Sure. Historically, our disability community has not been in the forefront of considerations and activities. And so through Becoming Rentable, we are trying to create that elevation of information and addressing a variety of topics, one of which is, how do you define a disability? And so many times we look and think about the handicap symbol, the universal symbol, the person in the wheelchair, and you're going, okay, it's a four-wheelchair. All right, next. And what we're doing in the space is really broadening, how are we looking at mobility disabilities? I'm in a wheelchair. I have muscular dystrophy. My two boys also have muscular dystrophy. Their needs are different than my needs, and my needs are different to another friend's needs. And so we have, and looking at outdoor hospitality, really looking at the wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, and canes, and what are the needs so we can gain the opportunity for people to enjoy the outdoor environment.
Yeah, that's a great overview. It is so important. And I think, where we kind of get stalled is that we don't have the perspective. So many people in outdoor hospitality, as you know, they are told they must be ADA compliant, right? And then do you want to I'm going to let you speak to that for a moment, because
Wow,
you're
you
you're
are
already like
timely.
laughing, like
You,
ADA compliant. Now, what does that mean?
oh
If
my
I'm
gosh.
ADA compliant, am I really creating accessibility?
Right.
Speak to me on
So,
that.
oh my gosh. So just yesterday, you must have seen me on LinkedIn, we released what is the ADA in the short-term rental space. And again, a lot of our outdoor hospitality is also short-term rentals. And so there
Sure.
is not an understanding of what it means. And the biggest fear is we're going to get sued because we didn't apply. But good news, everyone. The ADA was written 32 years ago. Our industry really didn't get going in the short-term rental space till about 2015. And so it's new. So in the outdoor space as well, it does not, there are elements of the ADA that does not apply. And so the fear of getting sued is not going to happen. The challenge that we face is people understand, they think ADA, oh, that's a law, that's regulations. We must adhere to
Mm,
it. And so we use ADA a lot. It's not appropriate. It's not like there was designed an ADA yurt, an ADA cabin,
Right.
ADA
Right.
lodge unit. It doesn't exist. And so the
Well,
ADA doesn't apply.
yeah. And you know, what's interesting, the first thing that popped in my mind when you were talking about this getting sued and, you know, what you have to comply with and the criteria, it's so fear-based, you know, it's so restriction-based. And in hospitality in general, and most especially, I believe in outdoor hospitality, this is about hospitality. It's about accessibility for everyone. It's about creating that bridge to invite people to experience whatever they want to experience. And most often, of course, in outdoor hospitality, it's about nature. Like, let's create a bridge for people to experience nature, right? And
Mhm.
yet not get too dirty or too, you know, it's like the luxurious way to experience nature. So when you think of it from that perspective, you would think everyone would want to be as accessible as they possibly can, rather than thinking, okay, I'm going to do the bare minimum because I don't want to get sued. You know, it's like two completely different mindsets.
Well,
So
and
what,
I,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I do want to make one reference in where the ADA does apply is
yeah,
hotels. So again,
yeah,
this is not hotels, but I don't want somebody listening going, but hotels, that's hospitality. You're right, it is. And the ADA does apply to our hotels. You know, in regard to the outdoor hospitality industry, there is this unknown and they don't think about it. You know, again, I look for curb cuts. And so you're in the process and you have a number of cabins and rental units and space. And you may not think that when you create your parking area, let's just say a general parking area, what is the surface that you are creating with it? That makes a huge impact for me in a wheelchair, somebody that uses a walker or crutches. But again, you may think affordability. You may think about, you know, the functionality with, you know, different weight of cars and trailers coming on it. So I think, all right, is it a hard surface? Are there curb cuts of access? And so again, it's where are you in your planning stage and knowledge? And that's what we want to do, is to create that awareness, that understanding, and make it in the forefront of consideration when different activities are being developed in the space.
exactly. And that truly is our intention and mission for these conversations that we again will be having every month, when the first Wednesday morning of every month. So I hope everyone will tune in, and anybody that leaves a question or concern or they want to reach out, you can leave a comment, you can DM us. Like, we are so available. We do make ourselves very, very accessible to you all. So any questions that you have, or maybe there's something really specific that you'd like to know, just go ahead and leave a comment under this video or DM either one of us, and we will definitely get back to you. And I'll probably send you right to Lorraine because she knows all of these things. I mean, it's very true. The awareness, and this is what I was thinking too when you were speaking, is it is so largely about awareness and education. And it's not that people don't care or don't want to know, you just don't think about it unless and until it is a requirement, you know, or you have a friend or something happens and you have to face, how do I get from point A to point B, and enjoy doing it and enjoy being there. And there's so many points of access. So when you're talking about looking for a curb cut, that's just the beginning, right? I mean, so you
Absolutely.
find that, and then what do you bump up against stairs or anything, any number of things. So, how do you define then accessibility? How do you think about that, and how do you define that as opposed to like ADA compliant?
Right. I look at how do we create access for us all in the stage of life that you're in? Some of us are born with a disability. Some of us may have an accident or an injury, short-term or long-term. What are your needs in life, and what creates that independence? And so that's what I really look at when I'm thinking about accessibility. Individually, how can we create and promote independence? I know for me, that's exceptionally important, and I don't like asking for help. I am a
Right.
woman and I want to do it by myself. And sometimes, like in my stage of life, I cannot get in bed anymore by myself. So my husband rolls me into bed, or we do a Hoyer lift. So there are ways that allow me to achieve that goal, which is going to bed. And so that's where my stage of life is, and it hasn't always been there.
Yeah.
My having muscular dystrophy, I used to walk. I never climbed steps. I never got off the floor. So I don't miss those things. I think, part of the challenge with a disability, particularly on a later onset, is the change of life. And for me, it's been a way of life, so I don't miss it. So people
Mm.
who have been in the outdoor hospitality space, their life, and now they may be in a wheelchair or aging using a walker, it's not something that you have to give up. And that's why it's important to look at how can we create that access for those of us who want to be in this space, who've been in this space, but our needs are different today.
Yes. Sorry, a loud truck went by. I'm sitting right by the street. Yeah, so and this is the beauty of it. I mean, when I think about the benefits of just being outside and having that access to nature, if it's too difficult, people won't do it. And then they don't understand the impact that that can have on the quality of their lives. And so it's a tremendous opportunity and tremendous responsibility, I believe, for everyone in outdoor hospitality to get the message out there, that we want to do this. And we come to people like you, how do we do this? Help us, And that's why we have really come together to in this kind of joint collaboration. How do we create these opportunities for people? And once anyone has that experience of, oh, I can do this, instead of how do I do it, or I can't, or it's impossible, it changes so much, not just for that one experience, but for your entire mindset. Being outdoors and in nature it's a healer, it's a magical, opportunity opener
Right.
for everyone. So it is a gift, that if you own an RV resort or a glamping property or campground or whatever it is a gift that you have this place and your responsibility to then share it. Even I know everyone thinks of that as a business, but it goes so much beyond that, just the opportunity to be truly inclusive. And all these buzzwords are being thrown around all the time. But when you actually execute on it, what a difference we have the opportunity to make.
It does make a difference. But I don't want to discount the fact that it is a business, and it's a growing business. 27% of the people in the United States have a disability. That's 70 million Americans. I am a baby boomer. And so in the year 2030, our baby boomers will add 31 million to our senior population. And it will be the first time since World War II that we're going to have more seniors than new births in America. It's an incredible opportunity for business. And there's a huge need for it because in the short-term rental space, we know that there are 1.5 million 1.5 million short-term rentals. I don't know exactly how many are in the outdoor hospitality space, but of the 1.5 million, only 1,500 are accessible. So here we are in September of 2024, and we can
Well,
only identify 1,500 units that are accessible. That's appalling. And
That
that's what we're
is
doing.
appalling.
Hmm. And that's
That
why we're
is the
doing this.
word. Oh my goodness gracious. That is distressing and ridiculous. So we are all coming together to change this. And I think this is a lot of information right now about the overall. I mean, really, I really want to encourage people to get to interact with us and come back every month. And let's do this thing together. If you want to know more about what's possible and how you can make a difference, not only to other people, for other people, but for the revenue in your business, this is the way. This is how we all really need to be doing business anyway, making a true difference and building a healthy, financially healthy business. So they're not mutually exclusive. Can all be good for everyone.
And I will say,
True.
and not to discount yourself, the benefits that you will have, because as by the grace of God may you age, and that through that aging process that you need that accessibility, but also from a visitability standpoint. And I'll end it with that thought, in that, a reporter asked me, Lorraine, now that you've created this company, what do you miss that you can't get in an accessible short-term rental? And I said, I miss going to my neighbors to be able to have a cup of coffee, going to a birthday party. But by having an accessible unit, yurt, cabin, RV, your friends can come to you. And that is a gift,
Yes.
and a privilege to be able to have that interaction in your own space. Because for me, it's minimal that I have that opportunity. And so, may you enjoy it. May you share it with others, your business grow, and look forward to hearing more as we hopefully share information that you never thought of.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. I think next time I would love to, if you're open to it, to go a little bit more deeply into this idea of community, because that's something that's a beautiful conversation too. But yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much. This has been absolutely lovely. It's always lovely to speak with you. And thank you for sharing your knowledge, your expertise, and most especially, Lorraine, just your passion and your generosity and all that you do. I know you work so hard. You're always working to bring all of this information to people and make a difference. And that's sometimes what it takes. So just want to honor you for that and for committing. I'm going to hold you to this now, for committing to showing up again next month. And I'll look forward to seeing you then. It will be
I'll be there.
October.
I know, I
Okay.
know. I'll be there.
Thank you so much. Have a most wonderful day.
You too.
Bye for now, everyone. Ciao.